Hi, and welcome to Adaptation. This is the video blog and also the podcast dedicated to talking about adaptations of books to movies and films and just really adaptations in general. It's really cool. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Sarah J. I'm a sometimes visiting host, and today I'm going to talk about what we are currently watching, yet again, because these are like one of the best segments we do, let's be honest. To get started, Jessica is currently watching Dollhouse and Heroes. I've never seen Dollhouse, but I've heard good things, especially about season 1. I really couldn't tell you more about it than that. Like, I think she's some kind of replicant or something. Honestly, I've never seen it and I don't even know what it's about, but I've heard good things. Jess is also watching Heroes, which is not one of my favorite shows. I did watch the first season and the idea of it intrigued me. Like, it's a really cool idea. I love the ideas of modern day superheroes in a realistic setting. It seemed like a good concept, but the show just moved way too slow. At the time I was watching Supernatural, like, religiously, every day, multiple times a day. So, moving to something that was a little bit slower paced was pretty difficult for me, and I was not a fan. But Jess loves it. She's a diehard fan. She's been watching it for years, basically since it came on. Gotta love her. Oh, she also wanted me to mention that she did watch Love Actually. 'Tis the season, if you didn't know that. Love Actually is actually one of my favorite movies. My mom and I always watch it Thanksgiving Day, and it kind of rings in Christmas for us. I have not watched it yet this year, but I'm planning on doing it. It's a great show, great movie. If you're really into like romantic comedies, this is actually a smart, funny romantic comedy. It's just not one of the toss-away ones, which I think makes it stand out from the crowd a bit. Kendall, Nicole, and Ryan are currently in the midst of Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar. Battlestar Galactica is a space action adventure sci-fi kind of quasi-romantic thing that people are into, I guess. It's like Star Trek on steroids mixed with Star Wars mixed with dystopian universe of some kind. I'm not really sure. I've watched a couple of episodes, and I've watched them out of order, and I know a lot of people who are really into the show. I am not one of them. Sorry. I was told it's because I watched the episodes out of order. I should have started from the beginning and never came in the middle and tried to like catch up and understand what was going on, because really it just seemed overproduced and overacted and overdramatic to me. But if I had started at the front, maybe that would have been better. Who knows? Maybe one day I will get extremely bored and overcome my prejudices and boredom with it, and decide that it's a good time to start watching Battlestar Galactica. I don't want to hate on it too much, because I know there's a lot of people who really like it, and obviously Ryan and Kendall and Nicole are having a great time watching through it, but it's just not for me. It's just not my bag, man. What can I say? I feel like I spend a lot of time in these segments hating on things, and I want to be clear, I do not hate things necessarily, just certain things that aren't for me, and Battlestar Galactica is one of them. Sorry. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Jennifer, who is currently watching through Star Kid musicals. If you're not familiar with them, Star Kid is a group that produces these parody musicals, comedy musicals a lot. They have this one about the space aliens, Star Kid maybe is what it's called, I don't know. They also did all of the Harry Potter parody musicals. They did Me and My Dick. I'm pretty sure there's other ones I haven't seen quite yet. But their newest one is called Twisted, and it is a adaptation of the Aladdin story from Jafar's point of view. And so far, everything I've read about it and seen about it has been really positive. Everybody thinks it's really great, it's funny, they have all these like Disney puns, and seeing as I kind of work for Disney, that's hilarious to me. So I should watch it. Jen has watched it, she said it is amazing. Jess has also commented and told me that it is amazing and totally worth the watch through. And one day when I get a 3-hour stretch of free time, it's gonna happen. Soon. My choice. There's a lot of my choices this past week, because I did watch a lot of TV until my work hours increased. I finished all the Parks and Recs episodes that are on Netflix. I'm not really going to go into that again, because I've already talked about it a couple times on the show. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. I like it. I've also been into horror movies as of recent. So I did watch The Possession, starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan, also known as Sam and Dean Winchester's daddy. The Possession is basically about a man who is a divorcee who moves into a new house, and at a garage sale his daughter picks up this box that she for some reason likes, and in the box is a demon that possesses her. Oh no! And he has to figure out how to fix it. It's really good. Actually, I thought it'd be really stupid. I quite enjoyed it. After that, I watched this movie called The Bay, which freaks me out because parasites living inside me is just a no bueno concept. I just can't even. Like, it really bothered me. Go watch it right now. It's filmed in the found footage kind of like documentary style, but it's really just creepy as hell. Like, I cried a little bit while I watched it because it freaked me out that much. I'm kind of tearing up thinking about it now. Let's move on. Doran apparently is also into this horror kick right now, as she is watching through American Horror Story. I'm not sure what season she's on, but I've seen both the first and second seasons, and I'm currently watching through the third season, and I can say that is a show that everybody should be required to watch. The first season was amazing. It took all the tropes of classic American horror tales, the haunted house, all these urban legends, old Hollywood, and it just put them all in one story, and it melded them so perfectly that even though it didn't make sense a lot of times, and you were left kind of being like, what? It still just made it so perfect and together that it just blew my mind a little bit. I mean, the ending, bittersweet ending. I'm not going to give anything away because that would take about an hour of me explaining to actually give anything away. But it was good. And then the second season came along, and that was just like whoosh, fantastic. Just strong follow-up through and through. One of the few instances where I'm going to say, like, the second season sequel, because it's not a continuation of the plot, it's a sequel, is better than the original. Third season, we're getting there. I'm on episode 6 now, so it's still got time. We can overcome this, we can recover. But it's a great show. If you like horror, like even in the slightest, and have the stomach to handle some of the weird gore stuff they decide to put in there, great show. So yeah, that's this episode. In the comments, just go ahead and comment if you agree with me or disagree with me. If you disagree with me, that's fine, because I usually disagree with everyone else, so it doesn't matter. Let us know what you're watching, and as always, sign up for our Facebook, our Twitter, and listen to our podcast, because there's a lot more on the audio side of things. I'm Sarah J. See you next time.